Hi guys, and welcome to my first mini course. How exciting. This has been something I've been wanting to do for so long, and I'm just so excited to be finally getting it to you. Today we're going to be doing face framing foils with a few added baby lights for extra dimension. I'm using Wella Blondor and 10 Vol, and I like to mix my lightener up at a 1 to 1.5 ratio. This just gives me a bit of a thicker consistency and feathers up for me really nicely. Getting into sectioning, I'm keeping it really simple. I'm just going to be pushing the back out of the way so it's not getting in the way of my front subsections. Up here, I'm just taking about a 1 to 2 inch subsection on each side of the natural part and clipping it away. I'm going to be starting around her hairline and then just working my way up to these guys. And all around the hairline, we're going to be doing back-to-back baby weaves. I'm just going to be following where her hairline naturally falls, and while I'm working here, I'm just pulling out any of the already light pieces and keeping them out of the foils. And then once I'm pulling my foils later, I might run some of that lightener through the ends if needed, but otherwise we'll just be keeping them out because we're not trying to go super bright. When I'm applying my lightener, I like to just touch down about an inch away from the scalp and feather up, which is going to help with the blend and it's going to prevent any swelling or bleeding. The color brush that I'm using for both applying lightener and my root melt is the Goldwell brush in large. If you haven't tried this brush, you need to try. Also, if you guys have any questions about any of the tools that I'm using or if I'm just missing any info, make sure you leave questions below and I'll do my best to address everything in future videos, as well as respond back in the comment section. There will be no gatekeeping here. Here I'm just going to be putting a little baby light under my subsections that I clipped away on top on each side. This way, when I'm going to work through that mohawk section, it just keeps everything really clean for me and I don't get any of those little straggly hairs coming into my money piece that I don't want there. This part is totally optional. I just like to do it to keep things organized, but it is personal preference and whatever works for you. Now we're going to tie everything together using the mohawk section. So I'm just starting at the front, creating that money piece, and I want this to be bold but soft at the same time. There's so many different variations you can do for like the very front pieces, but today what I'm doing is a weave followed by 2 slices and a teasy light, and then I'm just going to be adding a few little baby lights in behind to add some more dimension. If when you're teasing, the baby hairs just aren't staying out of the way, I like to just place a clip in it like so, and it just ensures that your blend is gonna stay really clean. Once I'm done putting these little foils up front, I'm going to part the hair back to where it naturally falls, and on each side of that parting, I'm going to add a few little baby lights. They'll all be really fine teasy lights, and I'll be feathering up on a bit of an angle. Once I have everything placed in there, I will set my timer for 45 minutes, and then I'll just start pulling some of those first foils that I put in initially out because they'll be ready. And then after 45, I'll check on my last section, and if it needs more time, I will let my foils sit for up to an hour and 10 minutes if I have the time, especially because I'm only using 10 vol. So it's low and slow. It can take a little bit more time. Now that we're done processing, we're gonna mix up for the root tap, and I'm using Redken Shades EQ. I love this product and I use it on literally every single client. Today we're doing 4 ounces of 5N, 2 ounces of 7AG, and 2 ounces of 7V, and we're mixing it equal parts with the processing solution, and we're going to be applying it starting from the bottom, working our way to the top. I'm really just tapping where that highlight meets the natural, and then afterwards we're going to brush it all through, and this is going to blend it down and start to pre-tone our ends as well. And you'll notice I have a little section up at the top near the money piece pushed forward. On each side of the head, I just like to tap that last. Before brushing through, I just like to spray the ends with leave-in conditioner to make sure that the porosity is as even as it can be before distributing this toner through. And when I'm brushing each section, I'm starting with the bottom bristles of the brush and kind of scooping out. It's kind of like a C motion, and I never truly run the top row of the brush through. And when I'm combing the money piece through, I am just using like the corner of the brush. I'm not getting all the bristles into there. And I like to push it kind of backwards then forwards and just make sure there's a really nice blend on it. Once that's all applied and combed through, I'm going to start the timer on it, and then I'm going to walk back and mix up her end tone, which is going to be equal parts 10N and 9GI. This is one of my favorite combinations. It's perfect if you're wanting like a neutral finish that's still bright and not too ashy. And sometimes if I want the face frame to pop a lot, I'll put it in last, but today we're just going to be toning everything together for a softer finish. And don't forget to get this money shot for Instagram, so aesthetic. Then we're going to tone for 10, blow dry and style, and here is our finished result. We love, and make sure you tag me at Maddie Melts on Instagram if you try these techniques so I can see, and subscribe below for more tutorials like this. Thanks for watching.